to everyone who may be watching in this moment. I'm trying something different right now. I am fresh out of a very intense emotional winter. These past few days have been really emotionally chaotic for me. And yeah, it's just been a lot. It's honestly been a lot. But I feel like I'm in the clear of it today. I feel a lot better. Um, Although I know that that wasn't the last of whatever that was, whatever I was feeling, not the last of it. Um, Today's reading is in my efforts to ground this energy and to try to make something of it, considering how still I've been over the past few days and how intense everything has been. Um, my kid and I have been at it during these energy shifts when they come. Um, I find it really difficult to gentle parent, and I'm all about it. But yeah, all of my everything flies out the window when I felt the way that I felt these past few days, and it all like you're dealing with me raw in the moment. So to be honest, I am still raw right now, and as you can tell with the noise that he insists on making, um, yeah, the moment is the moment. But like I said, I feel really hopeful today. I feel really good. And I wanted, like I said, to channel some energy, ground myself in this new hope that I'm feeling, and share it with you who's watching. Thank you for watching. Um, I appreciate your support, your attention. It literally means the world. Attention is the main currency right now, so that you have given even a few seconds of your time to what I'm offering really means a lot, and I'm really grateful. And I hope that you are blessed evermore. Yeah. There are cards that keep like skewing out in my shuffling, but I want them to fly out. I want them to be really intentional. So I hope you're feeling good as you're watching this. I don't know about the royalty implications regarding what it is that I'm doing, but I'm just trying a different vibe. It's the first time I've got something like this going. I was watching a reader, Queen Cup. Her name is Queen Cup Tarot, Angel Gang. She normally has music playing in the background. She always creates such a casual vibe out of her readings, and I'm really trying to get that going, especially with the liveness of what I'm offering. I don't actually care whether or not anyone's like in the room watching. In fact, I think it might be better that there isn't anyone. So the cards that fell out of the Six of Cups and the Four of Discs, which is honestly contrary to the energy I'm feeling right now. So I guess I can say that this is probably what you may be coming out of. This is, I know, is what I'm coming out of. The energy of these cards is exactly what I'm at the tail end of processing right now regarding my relationship with the material, feelings of lack, low self-esteem, and the way the past was. I've been feeling very nostalgic, missing things, people, places, experiences that I know I'm never going to get back because of who I'm becoming and who it's necessary for me to become. This card also gives me, it highlights the sense that what we are looking back at is something that we really will miss, and we should give respect to that part of ourselves that is going to miss that. It does hurt. It sucks that there are things that didn't work out the way that we planned. It sucks to be this confused and not knowing what's in front, but trust that what's in front is better. And we do have to, like, you know, I make that sound because of how difficult it is to like turn and look to the future because, yeah, this individual seems so locked in. Them neck muscles, you know what I'm saying? It's really like really intentional with looking behind, looking at what was, reflecting. I recommend journaling so that you can really release all of that. The action of writing something, writing a letter, and then burning it to the ethers. Cord cutting rituals. You can do cord cutting rituals between you and a scenario or an experience, not just between you and two people. I've actually mentioned this on my project Godddess Rising. I should actually link it more, talk about it more. But yeah, on a podcast episode, we mention the details. Me and my partner, we mention the core cutting, the whole business of it, how you can get into it, but also the information's everywhere. So, and it's also a matter of discernment. I'd like to channel, I'd like to know what we're in for. I'd like to understand why I feel so hopeful right now. The moon has been coming up a lot in the cards that I pull out. So it's likely that something new is to come within the next 5 days. We have an Aquarius new moon that's coming on the 29th of January. So, but this is also timeless. So I'd say by the next moon cycle, the next new or full moon, something, that change may either complete its manifestation or begin to unfold. The next card that followed is the Seven of Cups. And I think there's a reader, Sia Nosi, who, as in C, I just want to make that clear, who pulled out this same card. But this is actually premature of me to mention. I don't actually know if this is the card that she pulled out. But in the reading, she did mention music has stopped. And that was the whole vibe. That was the whole vibe. Anyway, she mentioned how there's a part of the collective who's still trying to shed some. I guess it actually has to do with this energy here. How in the next stage of our life, this is humbling. Wow. YouTube. So she mentions, I'm sorry, I've completely lost my road. I had good intentions with that music. It was good while it lasted. So what I'm channeling right now and trying to find my way back, excuse me for that, sorry. It's like a phone ringing during a meeting. Because we have the 6 and then the 7 of Cups, I'm getting the sense that it's very clear that we are in alignment. Everything is going according to plan. I've said that a lot today. That sentence alone, I've said that a lot. I'm really glad to repeat it so much after the storm that I just came out of, that you may just made your way out of, may have just made your way out of. But the 7 of Cups in this deck that I'm reading from, called Intuitive Tarot, has a different meaning to it. So I'm going to read it and then possibly sit with it, because I think there's a lot more than just like trying to see through the illusions, which is what the 7 of Cups traditional meaning is. Seeing through the illusions, exercising discernment, knowing that all that glitters isn't gold, that kind of energy. And I believe this card has a different meaning to it. I hope you've been surviving. I always say that in these intervals, but that's really because everything's been crazy. And it's my favorite thing to get to drop into the heart. I feel like that's where I've lived my whole life. And I like to use any moment, any pause, the spaces between things. I like to fill them with heart. So in my effort of doing that right now, I hope that your heart is well, and I hope you can tune into that and tune into your space and I hope you took a deep breath with me in that moment. So the Seven of Cups is grounding the dream in this deck. Traditionally, this card is about choices, possibilities, and a multiplicity of dreams. It shows the aspirational, dream-filled aspect of the cups. We need to choose one dream that holds more power than the rest and put all energies into it. The Seven of Cups can show different aspects of ourselves: the dark, dreamer with vision, versus the light, day to day persona with a valuable but sometimes repressive grasp of reality, who immediately points out all the difficulties inherent in an idea, so that in the end we often do nothing. Perhaps a union of the various, often polarized feelings within us needed to focus and utilize our energies. Opportunities, choices, avoiding decisions due to misunderstanding what is needed, the opportunity to review your dreams impartially, and to follow the way that speaks most powerfully to you, not necessarily the most practical. Logic is not the best way to decide this question. I have gotten a lot in my readings, the importance, and in the information that I've been absorbing, the importance of letting go of the mind, releasing that, and finding security, lodging yourself in the heart. This card mentions locating the things most important to us. I believe that inherently love is most important to all of us. There's a card in this deck that I pulled maybe 2 readings ago that speaks of how the root of all choices is between love and fear. So at the root of all of us really is just this desire for love, because I believe that love is a form of, I beg your pardon, I believe that fear is a form of not love, unlove. So it's all love. And I think that, the vision of this, of how all of this intertwines is a whole story, but at the end is this light, the whole yin and yang idea of it, but light is at the end of it. Love is at the root of everything. I think that we're going through a time right now, when you watch this and during this time that I'm reading, where we're trying to find the center of our love. And we're trying to find the root of what makes us feel that love and what makes us feel alive. I feel especially alive in moments like this, when I feel vulnerable, joyful, not a care, moving from just what I want to do. Like the only reason I'm doing this reading is because I just wanted to. I just felt like it. So I suppose that feeling of knowing that there's just something you like, that's fun, that brings a joy outside of you, that feeling is coming. And it's what we're working for when we're working through. It's what we're working for when we're trying to find the root of how we make decisions. At the root of how we make decisions should be this pursuit of joy, of presence, fun, light, love. I also feel called now to bring your attention to FKA Twigs' project Eusexua, what she's doing via the whole creation of that world, of the feeling. And she's doing incredible things with that project. She's doing incredible things that I think we should all be paying attention to, and that I think is the essence of what is going on here. She mentions how at the end of the day, we're all going through, okay, and I could be, an FKA Twigs fan watching this might drag me by the time I'm done, but I'm trying my best. She describes the feeling of being in a hamster wheel and just running and doing the rum drum. And then something sparks, something lights you up and catches your attention. And when you dig deeper into it and you find the whole world of it, the people who like it, the way it makes you feel, the different layers of this thing that makes you alive, the way it was formed, the history of it, when you get into it, that way it makes you feel alive, that's Eusexua. Or that encompasses Eusexua. There's a lot to it, but the point is that's what we're after right now. And that's a feeling that's welcoming us. So I guess in that sense, I mean, the interpretation, if I'm remembering it correctly in this moment, encourages, I mean, talks about the lack of being able to make a decision because of a misunderstanding, so that there's a stillness, there's a pause for observation. I think the energy of the observation is what's important here, so that we are in a state of observation, and that is what we should be doing. Yes, just observing. I wanted to link it to the fact that I feel we have permission to be still, um, and we can take our stillness and make it alive. We can give life to it by being curious about it, observing it, and maybe like allowing ourselves. I mean, I love to say it. It loves to come up in my readings, but like let yourself be impulsive. Um, I'm seeing a lot of content these days about how being impulsive is bad, um, and how we should be sitting still in our emotions to process. But I think that anybody watching this video has processed enough. We've processed enough. There is obviously still some misunderstandings, but I think that what's also coming from this is that the universe is our surroundings, our soul, everything. You watching this video right now, you're trying to be told to trust yourself and trust your decision making. If nothing comes up, trust that there's a reason for it. If something comes up, trust that there's a reason for it and respect it, you know? Um, I say go for it, make the decision and be impulsive, but I feel like something's telling me to calm down a bit, so I'm gonna chill. I'd like to pull out one more card. Yeah, or a few depending on the vibe, but I'd like more clarification on what it is that we're supposed to be doing. Like, I'm not clear on what the next move is. It's interesting. The Knight of Swords fell out as the next move. I've been working with this energy, this thing of being guarded. That's what I'm getting. A preparation for possibly some kind of like uncertain future. It looks like he's preparing to go to battle, or he's preparing for some kind of like, maybe I can't tell if these ships are bringing conflict, or like I can't tell what these ships are bringing. And I think that's the point of this whole image, is that I don't think this knight can tell either. We can't tell. Interesting. I'm receiving that maybe we're being told to get ready, to just gear up. Yeah, we just have to gear up. And the eight of rods is at the bottom of the deck. So interesting. And the Queen of Cups. Right. And the Two of Discs. Okay. So we're about to go through a really spiritual transformation. It's always been spiritual. We're gonna go through something that requires a lot of vulnerability and a lot of something that we're not very familiar with. It's going to be very quick. It's going to feel a little bit overwhelming and maybe out of our control, but we're good. We got our tits out. We're sitting pretty. You know what I mean? We're fine. As long as we respect our emotions, we hold our cups, we respect we we have to, when you feel like crying, you must cry. Don't try to hold it in. It feels like I may be talking to someone who's used to holding their tears in. Holding your tears and suppressing your emotions is the last thing you want to do right now. I also quickly received that if you're going to do that, you're going to get sick. And if you find yourself getting sick, go have a cry, journal, because it's likely that there are some suppressed emotions that are trying to find their way outside of your body. Even the tone that I'm saying that, it's like, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be mean and I don't mean to be aggressive, but it feels like this is going to be a very vital part of our journey, being able to cry when we feel like crying and letting ourselves cry and being respectful of those emotions as they arise. And it feels like we don't give enough respect to that part of ourselves. I know I'm learning still. on how to respect the fact that I'm a sensitive, emotional person. Respect that about yourself. And we need to try to make decisions from love. So any problem that we face, what is the most loving response? What is the most loving response? Very practically speaking, say you're at the shops and someone cuts in front of you and they really piss you off. What is the most loving response to that? It's going to sound insane. It might even be against your character. To maybe calm down, breathe it out, and let the guy have his way. I'm assuming it's a guy. But yeah, let the person have their way if they cut in front of you and breathe it out. That, to me, is the most loving response. Very out of my character. I would never let someone push in front of me. However, it feels like that's what the universe is asking. That's the kind of energy that the universe is asking from us right now as you watch this video. Try to move from your most loving place, even if it's weird. Even if your boobies are out and you're feeling vulnerable, you're still beautiful. You're gorgeous. That's probably the most beautiful part about you, one of the most. Probably me reading for someone who's very multifaceted. So you've got many beautiful parts to you, but trust your vulnerability and your ability to show up, tits out, waves at the back crashing, you know? There's turbulence. There's things going on in the background, but you're out here. Vulnerable. Just yourself. Pairing these two energies together, moving from love and being as vulnerable as you can, that's what's going to get us through. That's how we gear up. And that's how our minds, because the swords is a mind thing, that's how we're going to get our minds in order. I think we need to surrender to our hearts and try to chill on the thoughts a bit and gear up in that sense. Can't stress enough. What follows is the Three of Rods, which in this deck, presents as somebody who's working with a lot of creative energy. That's us. I believe going through a lot of internal change. It feels like you may be going through a period of your life now where barely anything is happening outside, but inside it's going crazy. You're being gifted something very new. I'm receiving that it's something that's new to your entire bloodline, but I'm sure we've all heard this line before, that we're all existing as a completely, totally crazy divergence of what our lineages know. So we are being endowed with more of that wisdom that makes us different. Our ancestors are definitely with us, but that depends on what you believe in and if you can believe that far, considering all the propaganda that's going on right now. We are coming to the whole and full union of everything within us. I recorded a video earlier today about how I have contradicting voices within me. One that says everything's going to work out, another that says nothing's going to work out. And you're insane for thinking that, because you're still and nothing's going on, you know? Beneath the stillness, this is what is happening. And trust that when things do move, they're going to get moving. So we're getting this. Yes. This is what we're receiving right now. This is essentially what is inside this egg, basically. And this egg is what is within us. I hope that makes sense. And then we have the One of Rods, which I think encapsulates the energy from all of these cards here. These ones. There's an emotional intensity that is just persisting. And I'm still reading, baby. I'm still reading.
Mommy, I want to find pictures on your phone.
There's an emotional intensity that is persisting that I know I really wanted a break from. Over the past few days that I've been feeling it, I've been feeling very overwhelmed and been hoping for a break. I'm receiving that the break is up to us to choose. We will get it, but it's not going to be the break that we think. We need to keep feeling. We need to keep going through this emotional storm that we're facing right now, and surrender to these waves that are happening.
Mommy.
Baby, please let me finish. Let me finish.
Mommy.
I think I'll have to go soon, but I guess the roundup of I think that this is a pretty good place to end and depicts the the vibe right now. I feel like this is what's going on on an energetic level. Um I'm about to get woo woo. This is an indication, I believe, of everything that we are right now. And there's like this piercing through of something underneath, something intense, and just this incredible kind of like
Mommy.
tense. Tense, my favorite word right now. It's very palpable. The energy we're working with and the energy that's around right now is incredibly palpable. And there's a lot for us to work with. And we have to actually work with it. And we have to choose love. And we have to be vulnerable. And we can have hope that everything is going according to plan. So to close off, I am going to read the interpretation for the Run of Rods. And then, yeah, wish you well. Thank you to the person that is in the chat right now and who I'm assuming has liked the video. Thank you so much. Can't thank you enough. I hope that you are well. I've said this enough in the live already, but now that you've joined, I hope that you're well. So the interpretation of this card is the fruits of creativity and intuition. Traditionally, this card is of vision and creativity, imagination and talent, and even genius. We could see the One of Rods as the power of the human mind at its most inspired. Utilizing the energy is a divine gift or an elemental force. Often the fruits of the imagination seem to appear without conscious volition, and the end result can be surprising, often awesome. The One of Rods can also indicate a surge of sexual energy. The card's appearance can show that the creative surge must be activated by feeling, the feminine yin aspect of the creative flow, and should be grounded in action or it will dissipate, wasting itself in grandiose schemes. This last sentence may be a little bit contradicting to this energy here, which spoke of inaction due to just not understanding what is due to not understanding the scope of what you're looking at. But like I said, we're being encouraged to move from love here. So that's what we're working through. That's the only reason we don't understand is because we can't find the true center of our love. We have to practice and we have to use that activated within us as many times as possible. Keep going. What would love do within you? Love incarnate as who you are. How does love manifest through you? How would it do that? Live it, be it, and embody it as often as you can. And that's how our minds will become inspired. That's where our inspiration will come from. The starter interpretation, great potential and creative gifts, which I think is embodied by this card as well. I think they're giving the same kind of vibe, the great potential and the gifts that we're being given. Originality, vitality, natural potency, innovation, inventiveness, powerful intuition, creative vision that needs to be grounded in reality to bear fruit. So, yeah, there might be a lot of pressure right now. You may even, like I said earlier in the reading, be feeling physical sensations, the ascension symptoms and whatnot. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to the energies that you're processing through your body, emotionally, physically. It's going down. Forgive yourself for everything. Be yourself. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of your feelings in particular. Be proud of your softness, of your tenderness, your femininity. Find it and activate it. That's the medicine. We will be our own medicine through the practice of of through the genius of the heart. So if you can do a lot of heart chakra meditations, try to breathe from your heart. When you take a deep breath, imagine the growth of that happening within your heart space and expand your heart, expand your chest. You know, that's it. That's all I have. That's all I have. And love to you. Thank you so much for being present with me during this reading. I really love what I do. If you have any pointers or wish to connect or really anything, like I'm so open to this, please let me know. Don't be afraid to reach out to me on all of my platforms, which is Tandiola across the board. You will find me. And yeah, until we meet again.